From the NZ Drummer Podcast and AndrewRooneyDrums.com, it's the Student's Guide to Drum Lessons. Here are your hosts, Chris Dawson and me, Andrew Rooney. And we're back.
Again.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Oh,
nice house you got here.
Thanks. Thanks. It's a lovely space. I like my flowers.
Got my incense burning.
That's right.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui,
Going
yeah,
well.
everything's great here. The house is situated 1 kilometre from the road in a straight line.
Everything running parallel.
That's right, exactly.
So we thought we would talk about the biggest things we learnt as students. Biggest concepts, or actually biggest concepts,
open.
or biggest, maybe it was one single event, or you got fired, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Open slather.
All right, who's going to start? You want to start?
You've been starting, so let's carry on with that.
Okay,
Works well.
all right. One of the things that was a big moment for me was like, I thought that I was just going to jump into my lessons and I was going to be able to learn them very quickly. Like, and go, okay, I'm going to learn this.
And then do next week's lesson.
And then next week's one I'm going to be, and not only would I would actually learn it, it would stay with me. You know, so I'd only spent a small amount of time on this one concept or whatever it may be, and then it's like, I've got it.
Yeah.
But, you know, as that sort of their time went on, it was like, okay, this is, I have to spend quite a lot of time in this and get this internalized and then almost forget it, and then it'll come
And in
out by
fact,
itself.
I'll never actually fully master this lesson
That's right.
in my life.
That's right. Yeah, so that's my first one. We'll have a few.
Yeah. We had a really different path, I think.
We absolutely did.
You
yeah.
dove in and you worked really hard.
That's right. I mean, for me, when I actually got my drum kit, I think we're about the same age, is that right? I was about 18 when I got my first drum kit. And I got addicted to drums very quickly. Sort of like, I mean, I did have those. I did want to play drums very early on in my life, but didn't quite manage to get there. But once I started to play, then it was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And that was like wow, I found the thing. You know, it didn't seem to, there was nothing else seemed to matter at the time. I ended up having a lot of jobs in between the time that I started to play drums and then when I decided to make drums my career. So I was working in lots of crazy things. I was a lawn mowing contractor for a while. I worked in a spring factory. I squashed my fingers. I did all sorts of really silly
don't
things.
Be doing that.
I worked as a dry cleaner for a period of time. And
isn't that interesting? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yep.
How you just said, I decided to be a drummer.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
It is a decision, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't. I just wanted to jump on that before I forgot it. But that's really interesting. You use those words.
That's right. I wanted to be a drummer, and I wanted to, because it was the thing that sort of excites you, I guess. You know? It's the thing that really, for me anyway. And so
follow your passion.
Yeah. I mean, there were some crazy moments in my life where I was, you get a little bit too obsessed with it, whatever it is. So there was times where I was going to sleep with my sticks like curled up in my hands, and my drum kit was in my bedroom. So I would go to sleep and the last thing I saw was my drum kit and me hugging my sticks.
On purpose?
On purpose, yeah. And then I would wake up in the morning and I would, my sticks would sort of be around in the bed somewhere. But
why's my back so sore?
Yeah, that's right. But then the first thing I would see, generally, if I was facing the right way, was the drum kit. And then, of course, I'd sort of wake up and walk over to the kit and start having a bit of a, play on the drums quietly because it was really early in the morning and, people didn't want me to do. But I'd go into a practice pad pretty quickly, So that was, I was really, really addicted to them.
Looking back now, I think all through my life as a child, teenager, even as a young adult, I think, to be honest, I was fairly lazy.
Right, sure.
I never really pushed myself. I was the kid at school who always got told, Andrew has potential.
Right.
But doesn't work very hard.
Oh, you were one of those guys.
There's probably a huge middle ground of these kids around. Or adults.
Yeah, yep.
So I never studied at school. I was always in one of the good classes.
Right.
But I would never study.
Right.
Ever. And then I think back to, sports. I was always pretty good at sport. Always had pretty good hand-eye coordination and was always sort of above average in sport. But then I'd go deep into a sport and I'd fade off.
Interesting. I was the same as
you
that.
know, when the work kicked in,
Yep.
then I would sort of tail off.
Right.
I think drums was the first endeavour where I hit that wall and kept going.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, this is actually getting tough now, especially at uni. I'm surrounding myself with the best players in town.
Right.
I'm right in this now,
Yep.
full immersion. And it is sink or swim.
That's right.
Are you going to keep going
Or you just got to stop and pull out.
or not? The old analogy of, you burn the boats.
Right.
Turn up, in your canoes or your boat, ready for battle, and you burn the boats because you're not going back.
Not coming back at all.
And I got myself into that situation with uni.
Right.
I had nothing to go back on.
Yep.
So I had to.
Yeah.
Learning, it was, almost daily. And then there were bigger concepts weekly and monthly. And then over the course of a year, you look back and go, oh my God,
learned this
is all different. Before I started at uni, and I would see, your recital or Tala's recital.
That's right.
And it would just blow my mind. And I clearly do remember, even then as an adult, which is a bit embarrassing to say now, thinking the course has gotten these guys good.
Wow.
I need to go to the course because if I do the course, then the course will get me good.
Yep.
And that was completely wrong.
Right.
You were getting good at the course.
That's right.
I don't know. I'm sure if I've had that sort of mix up in my brain, other people do as well.
Yeah.
You look at one thing and it appears one way and it's just not.
That's right. That's one of my ones is that I think I see somebody play like funk, say for instance, and they play it really, really amazingly. And then I think I need to play funk like that. And then I'll see a guy playing rock and he's playing it really, really amazingly. And I go, I need to play like that.
Yeah.
And then the same with every style. And then I go, wait a minute, I can't do every style at the level of those guys.
It's very difficult.
It's really, really difficult. I mean, I always still find that even the top guys that we love that seem to be able to play most things, Steve Gadd and Vinnie Colaiuta and all those guys, they're really, really amazing at emulating and doing those sort of things. They weren't at the forerunners of certain styles, they weren't.
They're chameleons.
That's right. They can jump in and do something, which is great. But, as a player, it's generally better to go, I'm going to focus on whatever style of music for a length of time and really, really go hard at it, and then you learn how to play, reggae really, really well. You get into a reggae band, you listen to reggae music, you just immerse yourself in that sort of thing. And then maybe afterwards you go into a different direction. Because we know plenty of people that have gone to the jazz degree and when they come out, they don't play jazz.
That's right.
So it's not that you have to stick with it one style. But that's one of the things that I always thought is that you had to be good at every style.
Yep.
Every style.
Yeah, and good drummers were good at everything.
They were good at everything, yeah.
They didn't practice either. They would just turn up at the session and just nail it.
I've never played the style of music, but somehow I managed to play it perfectly.
Yeah, and that sort of is sort of verging on the talent thing.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I would kind of like to sort of bring that up quickly. I was digging around a bit last night. Check this out. Albert Einstein did not speak until he was 4 years old.
Goodness.
At age 16, he failed the examination for entrance into the Swiss Federal Polytechnic.
Wow.
Colonel Sanders, good old K. Fry man, was 65 years old, driving around, I think, living out of his car, trying to sell his chicken recipe to people.
Goodness.
The 1009th person he tried to sell it to bought it.
Wow.
Michael Jordan did not make his high school basketball team.
Right.
And if you want any more, these stories go on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
I think talent, it comes up a lot.
It does.
And I almost daily get sent videos of, check out the 7-year-old girl blazing away on the kit. It's just amazing talent. And it's not. And it's just simply not.
It's not. It's not. If anything, you could say a parrot or anything like that. I've followed, I can do this sort of thing. And then, which is great, but they're not going to be in a band.
No.
They're not going to be recording, or anything like that. They're not going to be doing...
No.
And in general, probably also if you got them to do, can you play this other song, they'd probably collapse and say, no, I can't do that.
Right. And the other thing is, if someone is really young and that on the surface appears to be talent, so if they're 10 years old and they can play a song perfectly from start to finish.
How long?
They might have been playing for 6 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think we talked about this in the past about, I think the two people that I mentioned, there's a book called Talent is Overrated.
Yeah. Yep.
And most of those people that start off at a very, very young age have had a lot of training before they get to that one point. It's not like they have just suddenly turned up and just sat down and done something. And that would be, I think, what talent would be, or a natural ability, I think.
How is anybody going to walk into a room, sit down on a drum kit without ever seeing a drum kit in their life and be able to play it?
And just do it.
It's never, ever in the history of the world happened.
No.
And it's not going to happen to you.
No.
So I would forget it. Another, if I go Tony Robbins on you for 2 seconds, if you want what 5% of people in the world have, you're going to have to do what 95% of the people don't want to do.
That's right. Exactly.
And that is be really consistent, be organised, listen, This is where teacher comes back into things.
That's right.
It almost doesn't even matter what the lesson plan is.
Yeah, just do it.
If you do it and you're getting constant feedback from a good teacher who can look at what you're doing and say, yep, keep going, just keep going, keep going, keep going.
That's right.
I've been reading this book, The Compound Effect.
Right.
And it sort of breaks down how everything in life is incremental and compounds, good or bad.
Yep.
And over time, obviously, if you don't take the chocolate cake and you just keep taking the water, take healthy option, healthy option, healthy option, nothing's going to happen. But then one day, something will happen.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a little bit like that. You're going to have a bit of faith, really, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. Or going back to our initial thing, wasn't it? We sort of...
Yeah, we've sort of gone around the map a bit.
That's right. I think that I think I thought that I was much better than some people. Some people would say to me, what drums do you use? And then they'd say the drum and I'd go, oh, that wasn't very good. They're not really good drums. What are you doing, And I used to hate that about...
Well, I've got a DW.
Yeah, I've got a blah, blah, blah. The worst moment that I have from that point is that I was doing a gig and this guy... the band had come from Nelson to play, and they were the headline act, and they really wanted to keep their drums on stage. And they said, would you like to use our drum kit? And I said, it was a 4-piece drum kit. And I said to him, look, sorry, mate, I've got a 6-piece drum kit.
Man.
That was, and if anything, it just showed that I could only do what I did on
my exact setup.
On my setup. I can't do it on any other setup at all. That's what I actually meant, I think, not that I wasn't being, but I felt I still feel really bad. I feel the waves of guilt and embarrassment right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think one of the things that I have found with my playing, though, is my drumming journey is not specifically about becoming famous or popular or anything like that. It's nothing like that at all. It's completely about my knowledge, being able to I still need to get better. I still have a drive. I need to be able to get better all the time. I have to.
Yep.
It's like a thing that's why I practice all the time.
That's awesome.
And then I like to, pass that information on as well, sort of thing. And I did get to a point where I played in front of a couple of really large audiences, and then it didn't feel any different from playing in front of the smaller audiences.
No.
And I always thought that there was going to be this big change about what it was, and that definitely changed my perspective on where my direction was going. I don't know, maybe if I had got into a very popular band and the whole audience was really into the band, maybe that would have been different. I don't know.
The grass is always greener, right?
That's right, exactly. I mean, I've definitely become more of a homebody sort of thing, so I don't think I would enjoy being, tour guy.
It's funny how things work out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. And look, you got this awesome studio.
Great studio.
And you're not, dogging it out on the road.
That's right, exactly, yeah. And so maybe that's the way that I wanted it, and that's the way that it went, It was just like I think quite possible.
Bit of fate there, maybe?
Exactly, yeah, that's right. So, but definitely I will get better. That's my, I think that's my motto. I get up in the morning and go, I will be better.
Lifelong student, eh?
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
One more, we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
One more episode, and that is going to be the biggest things we've learned as teachers.
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome.